Alright, so I had to do a double take on this video because word of advice, if you're ever gonna make, for any non-Call of Duty players like myself, because I fell off with this franchise, if you're ever gonna make a video giving commentary about Call of Duty, don't play Call of Duty beforehand and immediately make a video. I pretty much just put myself in like the worst mood ever and then try to make a video, and probably one of the worst experiences ever because I don't know, I was already in a bad mood, so I couldn't even focus my line of thought. But with that out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about the Black Ops 7 multiplayer reveal video and how the fact that they used Travis Scott's Fiend as, I don't know, the way to hype up the game. Maybe they need to just fire the people that are in charge of editing and making promotional content for Call of Duty, because honestly, the way the vibe of the whole thing felt was, I think that whoever picked the song was probably just on their phone, not even paying attention. And one of the higher ups at Activision is just like, hey, we need a song to hype up the new Call of Duty. Here's what we have so far. And the guys just basically took his earbuds off and they got a little glimpse of like some rap. So they're like, what are you listening to? And they listened to it. They're like, you know what? That's perfect. Put that in. Because I don't know, it just felt so out of touch. It didn't hype me up. It made me throw up basically, because come on, maybe they could get away with it if it was Sledgehammer or Infinity Ward making Call of Duty, but I know some of you that have played Call of Duty in the past, I mean, it started happening with the Black Ops series, but one of the things that they would do is they would play some song that had a version of Black in it. Or maybe I'm misremembering, because I was just looking through some old Black Ops 1 through 3 trailers, and the funny part is the multiplayer parts of it just had regular gameplay. It did not have any flashy music or anything to basically make it seem like, oh, you know, the music's gonna hype it. It was just straight up gameplay. Like, if you watched how bare bones the Black Ops 1, 2, and I think 3, well, no, 3 is when they start adding the editing, but Black Ops 1 and 2, all they basically did was just show gameplay. That was it. They didn't add like all these fancy mechanics or make it seem like, oh, you know, you're gonna be the unstoppable soldier while everyone doesn't even know how the controller works. Meanwhile, and even then, I think it was only for the campaign or just the overall game in general is when they started adding black, because Black Ops 2 had Back in Black. Black Ops 3 had Painted Black. I didn't go past that, but you're kind of getting the point here. It seems like after the 2019 era with Modern Warfare and onwards is when they started including rap. Again, maybe I'm misremembering wrong, but I remember they had some of the best ways to advertise Call of Duty back then. The Replacers was one of my favorites, especially with Black Ops 2. And then when they brought it back for 3, they partially brought it back for 4 and then made him a skin. And then I don't know. I think they did bring him back for Cold War and 6, but I'm not 100%. I don't think 6, because it's like with 6, they didn't really actually. That's when they just purely relied on music and flashy editing to hide the fact that if you're a good player, you're just gonna get shit on or your ping's gonna suffer. And honestly, that's one of the things I just realized when people were saying SBMM, EOMM have to go away, and my thought was just no, just keep as long as the lobbies don't disband, that's fine. But then I played Cold War and realized, even if the lobby doesn't disband, my connection suffers where it's gonna take longer to find me a match, and when it does find me a match, I basically deal with 90 or 100 ping. And I remember that same thing kind of happened with Black Ops. Oh, no, it was Modern Warfare 3. I don't think I played any. Wait, did I? Yeah, no, I did play Black Ops 6. And one of the things I did was, as soon as I started the match, I would immediately go into my settings or my network settings to see what my connection was, and pretty much it was at 80 or 90 ping. And again, it just felt like I was getting punished for being good. See, and I guess that's the thing too, is I just want to play have fun, because when you're sweating, you can't really focus on having fun. If I wanted to sweat, I'd be playing ranked, which is the only time it would make sense. If I'm rising the ranks, I should be, it should be a given that I'd be going against other sweats. Oof. But yeah, no, I'm just like kind of rambling here. But yeah, the Black Ops 7 multiplayer reveal, it did not hype me up in the slightest. It actually made me realize that even if I don't play the beta, or if I do play the beta, Battlefield comes out in like a week afterwards, or like two weeks after. Wait, no, it's 7/16. Oh yeah, no. So basically, if the beta, yeah, they better step it up. Actually, like they might have to turn off SBMM and all that just to fool some people. But the thing is, they're gonna have to keep it off for the duration. If this is gonna be the last Call of Duty, because apparently next year's Call of Duty, they're finally ditching last gen consoles, so no more PS4, Xbox One or whatever. They're upgrading to a new engine that basically means which again, it seems pointless to, like, why am I even gonna play? If I do play that game, why am I gonna buy anything? Because since it's a brand new engine, they can't port anything, which is why they said like some of the content in Black Ops 6 was scrapped and now being put over to Black Ops 7, because they have to get rid of everything that they made. Otherwise, it's not going to carry over with, because of the new engine that they have to work with. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just thinking to myself, like, nothing about Call of Duty sounds interesting. And the worst part about it is they need to step it up. Like, they gotta, if they really want a chance, they really do have to do basically every single thing that, they gotta stop catering to the new gens, because they, as far as I can tell, they're just trying to like cancel out the old fans that built them up, but at the same time appealing to the new people that, I guess that's where all the money is right now. They're trying to basically cater to the Fortnite crew, but those people are already playing Fortnite, and Fortnite just does, collaboration skins and better. They have so many modes that at this point they're on the same level as Roblox. Because a lot of people, when they hear Fortnite, they some of my friends still think this, but every time I tell them I play Fortnite, they assume I'm talking about the Battle Royale mode. Most of the time, I'm either playing Save the World, or if not, I'm playing some of the many other modes they have. The only time I've actually played the Battle Royale mode was when they added that new Delulu mode, which was proximity chat. Surprisingly enough, it was fun. It's just funny how many sweats that show up in that mode are, and then they try to like, because I think at first it was appealing to, it was only like available to content creators. So when I played that, they basically, a lot of content creators were just kind of being chill about it, but then there were a few toxic ones. And the funny thing is the fact that they were trying to treat it like, even though they got you and they eliminated you, they were trying to like plug themselves, and it's like, dude, I'm not gonna follow you because you just came off as an ass. But yeah, I played different other modes. I mean, like I said, Save the World, that Delulu mode, the many other modes that are made by regular people that turn out to just be brain rot stuff to kill time. Or my personal favorite is just Fortnite Festival, which is like a rock band mode, which, funny enough, Activision did have a Guitar Hero, but they let that kid die, and they feel like at this rate Call of Duty might be next. Seeing how they said the franchise was too big to fail, yet they're scrambling with pre-order bonuses, and they had to change up the skins. They have to change. I don't know. I mean, for the most part, I think the best thing they should be doing right now is just change up the multiplayer reveal. Like, just delete it, and I don't know, because the way it is now, it just felt like they just rushed it out because they needed something to hype. Because how do you make a trailer like that, make it as unappealing as possible, and still have the nerve to say pre-order now for early access? And it's like, no, I'm not gonna shell out. And I know there's people that are saying, get an Xbox or whatever, but I'm not gonna get an Xbox because they keep raising the prices. The higher ups are basically demanding their workers start using AI for whatever reason, and no, nothing about the Xbox is appealing. If I want a game, I'd rather just buy it and, regret my purchase later, or buy it and then realize that, or I don't know. It's because right now I'm on the digital version of the PlayStation, but I may look into buying the disc version. So if I ever start buying games again, I can buy it. If I don't like it, sell it back and get some of my money back instead of, I mean, that's the whole thing. It's the fact that some people are like, oh, you could get it on Game Pass and everything, and it's like, what if you spent like a bundle and then you didn't like the game? You can't sell the game anymore. It was part of the subscription, and then with buying it physically, at least you get enough money to cover back the bundle you regrettably bought. But yeah, I mean, the only thing that I saw about what's it called, Black Ops 7, was that it's 18 maps. A few of them are like some classics like Raid. What is it? Raid. It was Raid, Hijacked, and that one Black Ops 2 level with the train. I haven't played it in so long that I forgot it, but it's the fact that alone is just not enough to get me excited for the game in general. And even I think they also mentioned 30 weapons, and they're gonna add more with every season, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna go jam packed on the weapons because again, they gotta dump everything before the new Call of Duty comes out. And it's just, nothing about it is just enough for me to like. It didn't move anything. It's like they used the same exact advertisement they've been doing since Modern Warfare 2019. It doesn't work on people like me. Like I said, when I was younger with the trailers, all we had was just someone basically playing a regular match, running through, shooting someone, calling a UAV, an RC. Like, it was really bare bones. There was no editing in it whatsoever. It just looked like they just recorded themselves playing for 30 seconds and then just called it a day. Yet that was enough to get me excited to finally play the multiplayer when it finally came out. Nowadays they gotta rely on editing and a bunch of like stuff that's never going to happen. How there's someone that's gonna, because it's funny how in the trailer someone conveniently wall jumps, but I don't think I've ever, unless it's the person that it's gonna transition to, no one else ever does the same movement as them. We all know exactly how, if you're even decent at the game and it puts you in the higher up lobbies, we're gonna be seeing the people that are just gonna be sliding all over the place, jumping like crazy, doing all this movement just to get one kill. None of that was shown. It just looked like they were just moving in one direction. Like they just recorded a match, set all the bots to recruit, and then restarted recording, got the footage, gave it to someone to edit, and then threw in Fiend at the last minute. That's what it felt like. Like, it was such a rushed mess, and they need to do something before, because like I said, if their Call of Duty Next doesn't do anything, because people are going to be skeptical because they're already flying out exclusive Ace and some other YouTubers over there. It's not going to be as simple as, oh, I got, the second they mention, oh, I flew out to Call of Duty Next and yada yada, then pretty much no one's going to really buy whatever they say at face value. Instead, it's just going to be like, oh, they got paid off, I'm not going to listen to them. And then when the beta happens, and that's basically where it's going to be. It's going to be, the people that pre-order the game are going to hype themselves up to justify their purchase or justify the fact that they got it from Xfinity or from, they're going to justify that. But then the real people that didn't pre-order the game and whose opinions really should matter finally play the game. That's where it's going to decide, because if they mess this up, that's pretty much it. If Black Ops 7 does not perform well, I can tell you right now, it's not going to be a good, they can upgrade the engine all they want, but next year is Grand Theft Auto 6, which is funny that they're going to be taken out. They're basically getting taken out by other franchises barely in their sixth entry, while their sixth entry flopped so hard that no one even talks about it anymore. Like, if you still play that game, maybe seek some therapy, because I don't know, they abandoned you and you're still in hopes that Black Ops 7 is gonna fix everything. But some of the content you're seeing in Black Ops 7 should have been in 6, but they're scrambling to make that game good to justify people's purchases, because if they mess up, GTA 6 comes out next year, and as much as they said that that it's coming out in May, there was leaks going around that apparently it's going to get delayed to September. And if the closer it gets delayed to September, or to the next Call of Duty release, it's going to bring up a good question, because remember, the next Call of Duty is going to be next gen, so current gen basically. So it's going to basically be, PS5, Xbox Series S and X, and PC. And it's going to bring up a good question. If they mess up Black Ops 7, Do you think, and people finally have to upgrade their devices to, they have to finally sell their PS4, their Xbox One, to try the new entry for GTA or the new Call of Duty? What do you think is gonna what's gonna sway people more to buy a game console, or a brand new system that's constantly going up in price, from at least on Xboxes? And probably PlayStation might do it too. As of me recording this video, they're gonna have a state of play, and something tells me they might bump up the price as well. So I'm not gonna hype them up either. I'm thinking they might do the same thing when they see Xbox done it. But what do you think is gonna hype it up more to buy a new console? Grand Theft Auto 6, that once that entry comes out, they're gonna be adding content on it so much, and pretty much for a lot of us, we're gonna be in our 50s or 60s before they release another entry. Or Call of Duty, that they basically bombed every single entry. They've been declining in players for so long. Activision has such a bad reputation with its player base at this point, and they just came out with the 7th entry for Black Ops, where most of the content was from the previous game, but they just decided to just port it over to the next from the previous entry to the new entry, to at least give it some more bang for its buck. To me, that just sounds like desperation. Meanwhile, Rockstar has been polishing up their game, that it's gonna make it seem like there was more care put into Grand Theft Auto, which I know there has been. If you've seen how it looks compared to Call of Duty, where if they get away with the fact that they upgraded the engine and all that, they're just gonna go, they're gonna play it safe now. That's what I'm thinking. Is right now they're just playing it safe, and the second they realize, okay, yeah, we got away with it, we can try to, what's it called, do our monetizations again, they will do it again. Like, for now, they're just testing the waters, because they're in a bad spot where if they mess up, Call of Duty is going to be joining Guitar Hero in the afterlife. So I don't know, let's just see how it plays out. And I don't want the franchise to die, but I figured if all the original talent is gone, and they've already made, like, David Vonderhaar's made his own studio, so there's just so much that, like, most of the talent that made Call of Duty is either somewhere else or they quit. Like, for example, what's it called, Mark Rubin, who was working on X Defiant, who made the original Modern Warfare series, he pretty much, because of Ubisoft's failure, he pretty much just left, and I don't think he's ever gonna come back. I think that was his last attempt at a FPS shooter. Ubisoft screwed him over. He's gone now. Most of the devs have left, and I don't know which ones are still around, making Call of Duty games, because I know, when I think of the finals, that's more of a Battlefield. Like, the true talent that made the game, I'm starting to realize that they always leave, make their own studio, and then make a hidden sleeper. But it's just, there are bigger franchises that kind of shadow what they're doing, and yeah, that's pretty much where we're at right now. But there's a lot to say here, but I just, like I said, here's hoping they can pull it around, and if not, then I guess this is it for Call of Duty. Because if they mess up this entry, even they can hype up the next one, do as much hype as they want. Because here's the thing that's making me doubtful if Black Ops 7 is gonna be good. They're cramming so much content from seasons 1 to 4, but then after that it's gonna dial down a bit, because then they gotta focus on advertising Modern Warfare 4. I think it's like Modern Warfare, but it's in Korean. The 4 is in Korean or something. But yeah, that's pretty much where we're at right now, and that's where my doubts are with the franchise in general. Is I don't think they're gonna do the right thing, and they're just testing the waters. And the second they're giving the clear, they're gonna go right back to just scamming people, adding SBMM, everything that they've done. They're just doing what they can now as damage control, because if they don't, that's pretty much it for them. They're gonna start losing investors. They're gonna start losing players. It's gonna affect them. That's the funny thing, is that's the only reason that they're even doing this in the first place, is because they know if they mess up, they basically have their little money, whatever they've been doing, all the money they've been getting is gonna slowly dry up. And yeah, that's pretty much it. They're just panicking and not wanting to lose their money. Anyways, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. I try to stream on Twitch. I was multi-streaming on, yeah, I was trying to multi-stream on both Twitch and YouTube, but my setup doesn't allow it. It's pretty bad that I had to start streaming at 720 30 FPS. So I think I'm gonna work on saving up for a PC and actually doing it that way instead. So if you want, you can follow me over on Twitch. I'll leave a link in the description. I'll leave a link to my Twitter as well if you want to follow me there. If you want to join me, if you also want to like join my Discord as well, whenever I'm playing games, you can also join, because a lot of times I don't mind playing with other people. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video, and see you later, everyone.